Hello Golden State Warriors fans, we are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Steve Kerr opens up about his message to Podzimski after Warriors elimination. Next year, you won't hesitate. The Golden State Warriors playoff run came to a tough end in Game 5, as they were eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves. With Stephen Curry sidelined for the crucial matchup, the odds were already stacked against them, and head coach Steve Kerr knew it. One of the storylines from the series was rookie guard Podziemski, who had shown flashes of brilliance during the regular season but struggled under the intense spotlight of the playoffs. His lack of experience became evident, and it didn't go unnoticed by Kerr. After the loss, Kerr didn't shy away from giving honest feedback. He expressed disappointment in Podziemski's hesitancy and lack of confidence when the team needed him most. But rather than simply criticize, Kerr used it as a teaching moment. Brandon had a great game, 28 points, but there were times in this series where he passed up open shots. I could see it from the sidelines. He went 4 for 6 from 3 tonight, and honestly, I think he could have hit 10 or 11 if he had trusted himself more. What Kerr said to him after the game speaks volumes. I told him, next year, when we're back in the playoffs, you're not going to pass up a single shot. That kind of conviction from a coach isn't just about one game, it's about building a player for the long haul. This is what the playoffs are, Kerr added. I've been there. It's mental. It's easy to lose your confidence. One bad game, and suddenly everyone's talking about your shooting percentage. You feel like you're on an island. For Kerr, this isn't just about tough love. It's about helping a promising young player grow. And for Podziemski, finishing the series with a strong performance despite the pressure could be a turning point in his development. Despite the painful playoff exit, there's still a lot to be optimistic about in Golden State. Just a few months ago, the Warriors were battling just to make the play-in. Now, with the core of Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and possibly new faces like Jimmy Butler on the horizon, the team is in a strong position to reload for another run. As for the young guns, Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, their role in the Warriors' future is still unfolding. But one thing is clear, Steve Kerr believes in Pods, and is already expecting him to come back stronger, more confident, and ready to let it fly. Steve Kerr's challenge to Podziemski, a defining moment for the Warriors' future. As the Golden State Warriors faced elimination in Game 5 of the Western Conference semifinals, the absence of Stephen Curry due to a hamstring injury left a significant void. Despite this, rookie guard Podziemski stepped up, delivering a commendable performance with 28 points. However, his journey was not without challenges. Throughout the series, Podziemski exhibited moments of brilliance alongside lapses in judgment. In Game 5, his hesitancy in critical moments drew the ire of coach Steve Kerr. Kerr, known for his candid coaching style, addressed Podziemski directly after the game, emphasizing the importance of confidence and decisiveness. When we return here next year, you won't pass up a single shot, Kerr asserted, highlighting the mental fortitude required in high-stakes situations. This candid feedback was not an isolated incident. Earlier in the season, Kerr had publicly challenged Podziemski's decision-making during a loss to the Denver Nuggets. Despite the tough love, Podziemski accepted the criticism, acknowledging the need for growth and vowing to improve. "I've got to be better," he remarked, demonstrating maturity and a commitment to his development. Veteran teammate Draymond Green also played a pivotal role in Podziemski's growth. After a challenging game, Green offered support, encouraging Podziemski to use criticism as motivation rather than a setback. "Let that charge you forward," Green advised, underscoring the importance of resilience and confidence. While the Warriors' season concluded with a 121-110 loss to the Timberwolves, marking their first postseason series loss in fewer than 6 games under Kerr's leadership, the experience served as a valuable learning opportunity for Podziemski. His performance, particularly in the absence of Curry, showcased his potential and the promise of the Warriors' younger core. Looking ahead, the Warriors' front office faces critical decisions regarding roster adjustments to support their aging stars. The development of young talents like Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody will be instrumental in shaping the team's future. With Kerr's mentorship and the guidance of veteran players, The Warriors are poised to navigate the challenges of transitioning into a new era while striving for continued success. Time to move on, Kendrick Perkins urges Warriors rising star to leave after Game 4 loss. The Golden State Warriors now find themselves staring down the barrel of elimination after dropping their third straight game to the Minnesota Timberwolves. With the series now at 3-1, the Warriors simply couldn't bring enough firepower to pose a real threat, especially with Stephen Curry sidelined due to injury. The Timberwolves took full advantage, cruising to a 117-100 victory and positioning themselves to close out the series on their home court. Jonathan Kuminga, recently praised by NBA legend Dwayne Wade, was the lone bright spot for Golden State. He led the team with 23 points, and without his efforts, the loss would have been even more lopsided. But despite Kuminga's contributions, former NBA player and analyst Kendrick Perkins believes it may be time for the young star to look beyond the Warriors. Kuminga's journey this season hasn't been easy. He spent long stretches on the bench, overlooked by head coach Steve Kerr. It wasn't until injuries, first to Jimmy Butler, and then to Curry in Game 1, opened the door for Kuminga to showcase what he can do. After dropping 30 points in Game 3, Perkins had previously called on Kerr to never bench Kuminga again. But now, with the Warriors on the verge of elimination, his message has shifted. On social media, Perkins didn't hold back. "I hope Kuminga walks away from Steve Kerr. He's not the right coach for this explosive, young talent. Kuminga needs a real opportunity to shine, and Kerr has done nothing but hold him back." And to some extent, Perkins has a point. Kuminga's Game 4 stats show his determination. 11 of his 23 points came from the free throw line, a clear sign of his aggressive drives to the rim. His energy and athleticism bring something unique to this Warriors squad, especially without Curry's usual outside shooting to lean on. However, there's a glaring hole in Kuminga's stat sheet: 0 rebounds. For a player with his physical tools and activity in the paint, that simply can't happen. It's an area he must address heading into the must-win Game 5, a game that could decide not just the Warriors' fate, but perhaps Kuminga's future in Golden State as well. As the dust settles from Game 4, conversations around Kuminga's future have taken center stage, not just among analysts, but within the Warriors' own fan base. Social media has been buzzing with frustration towards Steve Kerr's handling of the 21-year-old forward, who many believe has been underutilized for most of the season. Kuminga's flashes of brilliance, his ability to attack the rim, draw fouls, and energize the team, are exactly what the Warriors have been lacking in Curry's absence. Yet, despite these glimpses, his role in the rotation has remained inconsistent, raising eyebrows around the league. Former NBA players like Chandler Parsons and Matt Barnes also chimed in following Game 4, echoing Perkins' sentiments. Barnes, speaking on a post-game show, remarked, "You've got a kid who's giving you everything, scoring, hustle, heart, and he's still fighting for minutes? That's a developmental failure." The Warriors' locker room reportedly remains tight-lipped, but sources close to the team suggest some internal tension over Kuminga's usage has been brewing for months. There's a growing sense that if the Warriors fall short this postseason, changes, both on the roster and coaching staff, may be inevitable. Meanwhile, Kuminga himself has stayed composed in front of the media. When asked about his role and future with the team, he kept it professional. "I'm just trying to stay ready. I can't control rotations, but I can control how hard I play." That kind of maturity has only increased the intrigue surrounding his potential. Several teams are already rumored to be monitoring Kuminga's situation closely, believing he could flourish in a system that prioritizes his development and athleticism. Looking ahead to Game 5, all eyes will be on how Steve Kerr responds. Will he finally lean into Kuminga's momentum, or revert to the veteran-heavy lineups that have left the Warriors flat-footed against a younger, hungrier Timberwolves squad? Golden State's dynasty era, once defined by bold, intuitive coaching and the brilliance of Curry, now feels at a crossroads. And Jonathan Kuminga, whether he stays or goes, might just represent the franchise's uncertain future. Stephen Curry reflects on Warriors' future after playoff exit. "We still believe." After tough playoff elimination at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Golden State Warriors are already shifting their focus to what's next. The team made a bold statement by acquiring Jimmy Butler before the trade deadline, instantly raising expectations for a deep postseason run. But injuries came at the worst possible time. Butler went down with a pelvic injury in the first round, and Stephen Curry suffered a thigh strain in the second. With their two biggest stars sidelined or clearly not at full strength, the Warriors' chances quickly faded. Still, there's no panic in Golden State. With Curry, Butler, and Draymond Green all under contract, the Warriors' core remains intact. And according to Curry, that's something the team is ready to build around. Jimmy signed on for 2 more years because he believes in this group, Curry said, reflecting on the roster and the road ahead. And we believe we can still make this work. The Warriors know time is ticking, age and wear are becoming harder to ignore, but they're not out of moves. While they may not have the trade assets to compete with teams like the Spurs, Rockets, or Heat in star-chasing deals, Golden State isn't ruling anything out. A blockbuster trade is one path. But so is doubling down on cohesion, shoring up the bench, adding a reliable big man, and staying healthy when it counts. Even amid swirling rumors about stars like Giannis Antetokounmpo or a reunion with Kevin Durant, which Durant has reportedly dismissed, the Warriors are more likely to tweak than overhaul. Names like Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, or Jonathan Kuminga could be part of those adjustments. But insiders expect the front office to make smart, targeted upgrades rather than gut the roster. Let's not forget, the Warriors beat Memphis in the play-in and handled Houston in Game 1 of the first round, the only 2 postseason games where both Curry and Butler were fully available. That's no coincidence. This team, when healthy, still has championship DNA. As Curry put it, we're not done yet. What comes next? A crucial off-season ahead. With the core of Curry, Butler, and Draymond still intact, this off-season becomes one of the most pivotal in recent Warriors history. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. and head coach Steve Kerr have a delicate balance to strike, remain loyal to the championship-caliber trio, while building a roster that can realistically compete in an increasingly younger, more athletic Western Conference. League insiders have already linked the Warriors to several potential targets. Giannis Antetokounmpo headlines those conversations, though acquiring him would require a near-miraculous alignment of trade assets and timing. A move that massive would likely mean parting ways with rising talents like Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski, players the organization has publicly praised for their development. Other names surfacing include Miles Turner, a mobile big man who could finally fill the rim-protecting void Golden State has struggled with since parting ways with Andrew Bogut years ago. Veteran shooters and versatile defenders like Buddy Hield or Dorian Finney-Smith could also help bolster the second unit and lighten the load on Curry and Butler during the regular season. Inside the locker room, belief versus reality. While fans are divided between rebuilding and running it back, within the locker room, there's still a strong belief that the team, when healthy, can contend. Draymond Green, known for his blunt honesty, expressed both frustration and hope in his end-of-season comments. "We didn't get to show what we really are," Green said. "I know people think this window's closing, but I promise, it's not shut yet." But even the most loyal Warriors fans recognize the risks. Curry will turn 37 next season. Butler has had multiple injury setbacks. Green's production has been inconsistent. And the Western Conference is no longer the same landscape it was during the team's dynasty years. Up-and-coming teams like Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Sacramento are hungry and deep, while established franchises like Denver and the Clippers continue to evolve. The front office's dilemma: stay the course or shake it up. Reports suggest the front office is exploring all scenarios, including retaining most of the roster while using the mid-level exception to add depth. There's also speculation about trade packages centered around Moses Moody and draft picks to bring in a veteran contributor who can impact right away. A potential sign and trade involving Klay Thompson has also been quietly floated by league sources. Though nothing concrete has emerged, Thompson's uncertain contract situation could force the Warriors to make a tough call on one of their most beloved players. Around the league, reactions and expectations. The Warriors' early exit and ongoing uncertainty have sent ripples across the league. Analysts on ESPN and TNT have questioned whether Golden State's dynasty is officially over, while others argue that writing them off would be a mistake. "Any team with Steph Curry still has a shot," said former player and NBA analyst JJ Redick. "But they've got to get aggressive this summer." Even rival executives admit that, if Golden State can stay healthy and make the right moves, they're still a dangerous team no one wants to face in a 7-game series. Final word: betting on belief. Stephen Curry has never been one to shy away from a challenge. As the face of the franchise, his commitment, both emotionally and contractual, sends a clear message: the Warriors aren't ready to fade into the background. "We've done it before," Curry said with quiet confidence. "And we can do it again. We just need the right pieces, the right health, and the belief that it's still possible. And I have that belief." This offseason will test that belief, and determine whether the Warriors have one more run left in them.